Hey, Seneca Church family. I miss you guys so much, and I'm thankful for the opportunity to kind of just share a brief message with you here midweek, and I hope it's an encouragement to you. First, I want to begin by just asking for your prayer. It's no accident that we happen to be coming to First Peter chapter 2, verse 14. Honoring governing authorities that have been placed over us, and and obviously, there's no coincidence that God has brought us to that passage during this time, during this stage of the coronavirus pandemic, if you might call it that. And so I would ask for your prayer because I want to handle this biblically, comprehensively, understanding what it means to honor our authorities, but also honor God in the midst of that, and to handle it in a way that promotes unity within our church family, because that is the most important part of this. And so I just I ask for your prayer, and that I would be sensitive to God's Spirit in leading me, and as I study, and in speaking these things in a way that would honor Him and be biblical, and hopefully give direction and encouragement to all of us during this time. So I appreciate your prayer about that. That's weighing heavy on my heart this week. Just want to shift gears a moment and share a brief devotional with you. When we were having family worship Sunday morning, my daughter Elena brought to us some verses that she had recently read in a devotional, which I found rather fitting. They come from Lamentations chapter 3. First, I want to read verse 25 through 27. The Lord is good to those who depend on Him, to those who search for Him. So it is good to wait quietly for salvation from the Lord. It is good for us in the midst of a lot of what we don't understand about what is going on, and the variety of viewpoints and towards it. It is good for us to wait patiently and to trust in the Lord. I know we're all anxious to get back together again. We're all anxious to have all of our rights and freedoms restored. But I'm reminded it is good to wait on God and to trust in what He is working out in the midst of this. If you go down below that, you find some more words of comfort. If people are crushed underfoot, all the prisoners of the land, if they deprive others of their rights in defiance of the Most High, if they twist justice in the courts, doesn't the Lord see all these things? Doesn't God see? Man, that to me is a huge encouragement, because it's not our job to determine what we think is just or fair or right now. I think we all feel differently because we all have different backgrounds, different information, experiences, different education bases, different lifestyles, different personalities. And that factors into how we feel about this pandemic and into how we interpret the information that is given to us related to this pandemic. And even the information that we seek out is different based on those things. And so what matters is, despite all those feelings, which I think even within our churches all across the board, what matters is knowing that God sees and God cares about what is just and about what is right. And He's on the throne, and He's at work in the midst of all of this. I love Psalms 46, 1 through 7, which talks about, though the world is falling apart through natural disasters, or though kingdoms totter and wage war against each other, and in the midst of that, God is still on the throne. In the midst of that, God is still in control and caring about His will, and we can be thankful that God cares about what is right, and God cares about what is just. He does not approve of a certain political agenda. He does not approve of injustice. He does not approve of racism or oppression. He does not approve of biased media. He does not approve of these things. He approves of what is right and what is just. And we can trust Him because He is the one that establishes authorities over us. So no matter what we think about our authorities right now or whom we should, we need to respect and we need to honor them, and we need to trust God and know that He cares and know that He sees all that is happening, and He will carry out what is right and just. And we can trust in that. And I just leave you with those words from Proverbs 3, 5, and 6. Trust in the Lord with all your heart. Do not lean on your own understanding. I think that's a big struggle for us right now, because we all want to understand this, but we don't. We don't understand it, and we can't rely on our understanding. But what we can rely on is God, who knows and sees and cares. And so in all your ways, as it continues, acknowledge Him, and He will direct your paths. I would challenge and encourage you to be praying and seeking God and be led by His Spirit as to how you respond right now to the restrictions that have been put in place, and to the coronavirus, and to other people that you relate to. How you respond to those things should be led by God and led by His Word as He directs your path, as you trust in Him and seek Him with all your heart, and don't lean on your understanding, but acknowledge Him. And so I just want to encourage you with those words and remind you, it's good to wait patiently for the Lord. He is the one who cares about what is right and just, and we need to trust Him and not lean on our own understanding during these times. Thank you guys for tuning in, and I pray the Lord blesses you and encourages you this week. And I again ask for your prayer as I prepare for this coming Sunday's message. Thank you. Have a good day.